Grace and peace, family. Welcome back to another discussion. It's Joy. I hope that you are all doing well and taking care of yourselves as well as nurturing your very soul needs as you continue to journey beyond narcissistic abuse. Today, I want to talk to you about the illusion of the discard. I believe this is a conversation that I have had before. However, I want to look at it from a different perspective this time. You know, it is true that when it comes to the discard, it is an illusion, and the final discard is always going to be yours. And I think this is somewhat a continuation of that discussion, because anytime a narcissist does do a discard, it's never really final because they come back hovering. And that hover is part of the cycle. They hover and they try to get you back into the harem so that they can continue to just drag you through their crazy manufactured drama. But I think this is an important discussion for us to have so that we can continuously keep things in perspective. When we have the right perspective, we're going to be led by what we'll focus on what is important, and what is important is what will lead us on our journey. I want you not to be led by fear, by pain, by guilt, by shame, embarrassment, these type of emotions. I felt those, just thinking like, wow, this is who I was with. This is what they did to me. And I kept on, assuming the responsibility for the failure of the relationship, which was wrong. I showed up and I had good intentions and I wanted things to work, and I continuously worked on this relationship. But the truth is, it takes two. And he was not invested in it. So it's not that it was my fault. I was just in the wrong relationship. Anytime a relationship starts off with a narcissist, it starts off really wonderfully. And that's only for the first few hours, okay? It starts off wonderfully because while you are being love bombed, the narcissist is already a few steps ahead of you. They are already... Not only are they they are several steps ahead of you, actually, because while you're basking in the glow of that love bomb, they are deceiving you, because from the very first hello, it was deception. But beyond that, they're gaslighting you. You just don't know it. They're already gathering intelligence on you. You only need intelligence against something that you want to attack, something that you need to study. And we don't do this to people that we are genuinely trying to know so that we can build something together with them. They're also, as things progress, they're already painting a narrative on who you are to the people they think that matters. So they already know that there's an expiration date on this relationship. And they're already setting the stage so that they can be the victim and you can take the blame for whatever is coming down the line. They've been here before. This may be your first time, but they've been here before and they've mastered the art of manipulation. But I want you to remember this, that what the enemy meant for evil, God uses for your good. Again, from day one, from the very first day, they devalued you. And why I say they devalued you is because anytime somebody starts off with deception, there's no value on your worth as a person. They come out the gate lying. No respect for you whatsoever. In fact, I wouldn't even be surprised if jokes about you are running through their mind and they're having a silent conversation with themselves saying, look at that. She is so dumb. She is just sucking up everything that I'm saying. If only she knew what I have in store for her. If only he knew what I'm planning on doing to him next. Those are the silent conversations that take place. Then they put you on a pedestal and elevate you to such a grand posture while they triangulate you with other sources of supply that you don't even know about. But eventually you'll get to know about them. And the thing about it is they continuously elevate that status or keep elevating you on that pedestal, sending you higher and higher, knowing that the higher you go, the harder you'll fall. This is not what you do to people that you care about. And this is all driven by jealousy, hate, and envy. This is not love. And the thing is, you're gaslit. You experience abuse in all manner, and you start to wonder, because now as time goes on, you start to sense that something's not right here, and you're asking, how can they do this to me? And it's almost like sometimes I remember myself saying like, hey dude, what's wrong with you? Like, it's me. What are you doing? Because how do you go from hot to cold? It made no sense to me. Like, I just had never experienced anything like this. But the truth about saying things like that is it only fuels the narcissist to set you up for further disappointment, because your pain is their joy. Your disappointment is their fulfillment. They derive pleasure from situations like this. And so it's when you least expect it, the discard happens, and it leaves you hurt, and it leaves many of us in a fog. And so many are drawn to find answers on Google and even here on YouTube. That's how we met, right? And that's not normal for people who are searching for love, people who are in relationships, to go and look for answers to what they just experienced on a website. That's not normal. But if you were with a narcissist, psychopath, sociopath, it's standard. But so many of us at the same time end up falling flat on our faces before God, just begging Him to touch our hearts, because this pain is unbearable. And you end up reflecting on what you thought about the relationship and just everything, and you're asking God, where are you? But again, I want to remind you that God will use situations to direct you back to Him. What the enemy meant for evil, God will use for good, for your good. And sometimes, when we experience this type of pain, and when we perceive the end of these relationships as a loss, it's time for us to shift our perspective, because what did you really lose, family? What did you really lose? Ask yourself, what did you lose? Now, I know that many have lost financially. Many have lost years of their lives, but you can always build back. Okay, that may sound insensitive, right? You can always build back, but you don't know how much I labored for my business. You don't know how much I invested in this person. I did the same things too. But like I said, what the enemy means for evil, God will use for your good. Remember, if God be for you, who can be against you? I started this conversation by using the word perspective. And it's time for us to shift our perspective. It's time for you to start seeing things differently. God will take you, or God, you'll say to God sometimes when you're in this pain, you ask Him to take this pain away from us, right? I don't want to experience this pain anymore. And we're desperate in those situations. God, take this pain away from us. But one thing about God is He's so amazing. We can have this pain and it doesn't go, because there are lessons for us that will mature us to get to the next stage of life. That God knows that, I need you to strengthen yourself in these areas of, number one, how you see yourself. Number two, how you process loss. Number three, how you experience grief. Number four, how you encounter your fears, your limitations. your perceived limitations or whatever. And these are just examples in no order, just what came to my head, right? But he wants to use those emotions to help you process things about your life and your journey, because only he knows where he is taking you to. I'm not a believer of coincidences. I don't believe in things just happening. If you are here and you are listening to me and you have followed me and we've been rocking on this thing for a minute, then you understand that, there's some connection and that God draws us together for a reason. You have to understand that when it comes to narcissistic abuse, the battle is for your mind. And the thing about the narcissist tapping into your highest faculty is that if they succeed, they effectively erase your identity and your reality. And that is when they get to erase your destiny. And this is why God needs to use these pain points so that he can help you cultivate a way to stand and move forward, because when we begin to work on them, it revolutionizes the way we see ourselves. And once that revolution takes place on the inside of you, you become a force not to be reckoned with. You see, what looked like the ending is the beginning. This is why I chose to call this message the illusion of the discard, because the discard, although it is painful, although it felt like something that I loved, something that I treasured, something that I thought I could never live without, has died. And it may not be a physical death, but it's no longer part of your life. It's a beginning. Change the perspective. We're in a new place, in a new season, in a new chapter of our lives. We can say to God, God, here is my heart. Here is the pain that I feel. My mind is in a fog and I don't know what to believe. Change me. By asking him to change you, and this was my prayer, by asking him to change you, it's not saying that God is going to change the situation that you may have to deal with. The world will still operate the way that the world does, even if it's just your circle of influence. However, God will change you in a manner that when you step back into it, your perspective is different. And therefore, because you are new, you are a new creature, old things have passed away, and behold, new things have come. You're new, you're different, you have a different mindset. You will operate differently in this moment and in this season of your life. I want you to consider the fact that maybe, just maybe, this experience and how you choose to tap into your healing journey, how you speak to yourself during this process, and how you pursue your healing. What is God doing? What is God going to do with you next? What is the next step? Because God doesn't just allow us to go through situations and pull us up out of situations where literally we felt like we were losing our minds. Come on, we were with narcissists, sociopaths, and psychopaths. And it's mind-boggling how these relationships work out. God doesn't just pull you out of them for no reason. God pulls you out of these relationships because he knows that there are lives and there are people that are connected to you that need to hear from you. However he chooses to use you, the way God will use you is unique to the person that you are and to the call and the assignment that he has on your life. And that is why it's important that you shift your perspective and that you begin to ask him different questions about your healing process. So when you're confronted by emotions of pain, don't run away from them, but ask him to sustain you in those moments. His word says, give us this day our daily bread. God, give me my daily bread so that I can deal with this pain. Give me my daily bread so I can deal with this anger. Give me my daily bread so I can deal with this spirit of rejection and abandonment. God will show up for you. Don't give up on him. Don't give up on him. Don't give up on him. The narcissist can only attempt to make you feel that they are more powerful than you, again, attempt, because it's not the truth. The mind of Christ is upon you. You are created in the image and the likeness of Christ, or of God. And so we're not the same. We're not the same. And it's all because of perspectives. They've chosen to live from that perspective. Now you choose to elevate yourself to a higher plane. You don't have to wait for anybody to do anything for you. Just make a choice that I'm going to choose me each and every single time. And if you decide that I'm going to choose me, that means I'm going to start with the small things, because that's what I can manage at this present time. And so if that small thing means that every day I will tell myself that I am worthy, every day you will tell yourself that I am enough, every day you will nurture your body adequately, you will do something that will make the future version of you proud. Never forget that God has something for you. He has something for you. And what is for you, it's not just for you to enjoy by yourself. It's not just for you to experience by yourself, but it is for the benefit of somebody else. I'm not saying this to rush you through your healing process. Take the time that you need. But as you heal, just remember, somebody is waiting on you. And as somebody is waiting on you, there is somebody who is waiting on that person, because there is a cascade healing, or there's a cascade effect, should I say, that is attached to your healing. And this is how God works. There is so much purpose in you. And it's time that we just have this conversation. Like, listen, it's time, family. God wants to use what you have been through to the glory of his name. And just think about what a beautiful thing that is, that these shambles of our lives, these things that have hurt us, these things that have almost taken us out, there is something good that can come out of that. Many times you've been invalidated with your experience with these narcissists, and they've told you that you'll never be enough. They've told you that you'll never do anything better without them. But here I am. I'm here, your girl, your sister, your friend. And I'm telling you, you are more than enough. You have always been enough, and you will always be enough. You are special. You are unique. You are divinely created to be on the earth on purpose and in purpose. And we need you. There are people who are waiting for you. Did you hear me? There are people who are waiting for you to take the next step, because your healing, your purpose, the call, the assignment that God has on you is attached to that person, and that person has another attachment. So think about that cascading effect of what God wants to use you for. So yes, the discard is an illusion. It's an illusion because what we think is the end is truly the beginning of you walking in the revelation of who you truly are. So I want to thank you so much for your time. Never, ever discredit your experiences. Never, ever discredit your self-worth. You are valuable and you are loved. You are needed. And we couldn't do this. We can't do this. We can't complete this movement without you. So I'm excited about your healing. I'm excited to see what God is going to do in and through you. And listen, I'm just thankful that I get to be part of your journey and part of your story. And I get to watch the glory of God happen through you. And that is such a privilege I will forever be thankful for. So family, brothers and sisters, friends, thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a fantastic day. Continue to be good to yourself, and God bless you.